Talking of music, and both you blokes were all in the Oz Icons together. But how back in the Big Hitters days, how did Ray and Eugene? How did it all happen? How did that start?
The Big Hitters or Tina Turner? Us doing a Tina Turner song
and Cher on that boat.
Yeah, both of them together.
No, the early days of
the early days was Junior found out that I used to play in bands, and I hadn't been playing for a while. I took a break.
So before that, we go back before that, Sugar, because
please.
What happened was when I never played a musical instrument. My dad was a drummer in a band. He died when I was 14. He was a drummer in a band. My mum played the bagpipe. She was Scottish heritage, and my grandmother, she died at age 98. Up until the age of 95, she was playing the piano. She always played piano. So I had a bit of music in my family, but I went down the sports path and never really sort of picked up an instrument. And then
Did your brothers play any instruments?
No, they didn't, no. So what happened was they played footy as well. We all signed up. And the reason we signed up when I started playing was because Tigers won the comp in 1969, and the three of us kids, we signed up the next season to play.
Thanks, Junior.
Yeah, so they beat South.
Thanks, Junior. I mentioned it earlier, but I just wants to stick the knife in
exactly.
again. I cried all the way home from the Paddington Hill to Matraville.
Yeah, not as much as I cried after the 89 grand final, I can tell you now.
I won't mention that.
And after the 88.
Yes, and 88 as well.
I won't mention 89.
No.
Go the Dogs.
So anyhow...
Terry Lamb.
Let's get into it.
Come on, Dawes.
Isn't that the game where Terry Lamb flattened what's his name from England?
Yeah, Ellery Hanley.
Ellery Hanley got taken out.
Big time.
What a player.
But what about Ciro talking about that at the show? He wasn't. Yeah. Anyway, that's a different. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
No. But yeah.
So what happened was my daughter actually, Tatum, my oldest daughter, she was about 10 years of age, and she took up keyboard. So I had to go to the music store to buy a keyboard for her, and went along with my wife there to the music store with my daughter, and I'm looking at the guitars while she's looking at the keyboard, and the guy who was serving me sort of said, "Are you interested in Wayne Pearce, aren't you?" I said, yeah. And he said,
discount.
He said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm just looking at the guitars. You thinking of playing one?" I thought, maybe. He said, "Well, if you play one, if you decide to play, you've got to buy a decent one." And because then if you fork
good salesman.
Yes, exactly. But if you fork out some money for a decent
one. That's so true, isn't it?
Yeah,
you get a
that's
really
what he
good
said.
one.
Yeah, so anyhow, I ended up, he talked me into buying a decent one, and that's the one Sugar Ray Noston's now got.
I love that Maiden, and Dawsey was playing it today.
A great guitar. It's a great guitar.
You did buy a Maiden first up. A Maiden.
Yeah. Well, that's what he talked me into getting a decent one. So anyhow, then he said, but I'll give you some lessons. So he sort of came around and he gave me lessons for a few months and picked it up that way. And then at the same time, Mitchell's playing for North Ryde Hawks. So I'm learning the guitar and having a bit of fun learning a bit of guitar, and then so Ray can take up that.
Well, the great story is the boys had gone away on a trip, and we'd gone up to the Central Coast.
Because that your young fella Todd was playing.
Todd was playing with Mitchell and a few other, had a really great side that year.
Curtly Beale was in that side too, wasn't he? Curtly,
and Lawson's son, Mark Lawson, first grader, Jake Lawson, great side. And Junior said, "I heard you play in bands." I go, "Oh yeah, I don't play anymore." And he goes, "Oh, listen, bring your guitar when we go away to the caravan, and we'll have a jam." Well, this bloke turns up with a folder like yay thick. It was just that thick, and he'd handwritten every song with the chords above it. And mate,
it was that bloke.
You were unbelievable. Sorry.
Anyhow, that was me practicing songs at home.
It was unbelievable. And then he's made me a copy. And it went from there, didn't it? And everyone came in the caravan.
So what happened was then the team, the Hawks
suffering
team,
from head knocks.
The Hawks team was amazing side that year, and they went through, I think, undefeated, won the competition. And because the Hawks had, I think, 5 teams in the grand final, Ray came up with a great idea. Rather than just do some night where you give out a few trophies, and because we win a few of the comps, why don't we get a band together for the night? Is that correct? My memory
That is spot on, mate. But that was your
so
idea.
was that right bowling club? I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, you and Sue came up with that idea, mate. Sue organised it, my wife Susan, and Junior came up with the idea, and he said, Ray, you know a few blokes in the club. Let's get a band. And it was called the Squawks.
Yeah, the Squawks. The Squawks. That's right. We had the Squawks, and then we performed that night. And then somebody heard about it, and so the next thing we did, we did one on the Footy Show, but we changed our name to the Big Hitters.
Yep.
Okay. And then we did the show. We did.
We got a manager, the great.
Oh, Dale, wasn't it?
Dale Walker, Texas.
Dale, Texas. Walker.
Dale, Texas.
Go
Walker.
on. Yep.
Yeah, and then so we went on the Footy Show, and I'm thinking, was it US Forces we did on the Footy Show,
The first one.
or Yesterday's Hero? One of them.
No, I think it was Yesterday's Hero because Paul Landmack was on the show then.
That's right.
And you had him walking behind. But I can remember the producer of the show going, Junior, relax, because you were getting so excited, jumping and doing cartwheels in the air that you couldn't get into the pit. They couldn't get you into the thing. But go on.
Anyhow, we did the gig on that, and then what happened was we ended up getting some people for some strange reason they wanted to book us to do a couple of pubs here and there,
and corporates too. A lot of corporates.
Yeah. So we started doing some, and that was the launch of the career, and I ended up having some singing lessons, which was way back with Mark Williams.
Yep.
Show No Mercy.
Oh, yeah, great singer.
Yeah,
Great
and that was
singer.
pretty
Great singer.
cool.
And now with Dragon,
Yeah, we're really good, and then sort of went from there.
Is that 20 years ago?
That was, I think it was maybe 2002, was it?
At the end of 2001. And
2001,
there
was
you
it?
go.
Yeah.
It's over 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Over
time
20
ago.
years ago. Wow.
Yeah.
At the Ride Bowling Club, which is no longer around. But, it was great. Look, the people who actually went there, a lot of the senior side, they couldn't believe it. And everyone was really getting into it. It wasn't just a matter of... Because we had a pretty good band, didn't we? And we had
Mate,
Sharon Foran on vocals.
That's right, Sharon Foran, which is Kieran Foran's
Mother.
mum.
Yeah.
Who was on? She was on backing vocals. So it was pretty cool. And then, but the flavour of the band always was, let's have some fun.
Party band.
If we're having some fun, the audience is going to have some fun, and I mean that's still pretty much what we do, which isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.